if something like that happened to me, I would say it's a traumatic experience, right?
Yeah.
The situation where you're walking down the street with your basketball, and a bunch of cops run up on you, grab you, slam you to the ground, and arrested you. Well, how did that come about? And I was watching an interview with you. You said you were going to court with it. Are you still in court for that?
Yep. I'm still
Can
in
you
court
talk
with
about
it.
that?
I can talk about it.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, for me, I came from the park actually with my best friend, and we was walking up Notion. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Notion, but the cops, they gonna watch this interview and they gonna know, and my lawyer's gonna watch this interview and they gonna hear the same shit over and over. I was walking up Notion, me and my mans are just talking like bro, you going up Notion? I'm like, shit, should I go up Notion with him? I just finished playing ball. I'm tired of shit. I'm like, yo, I'm going to the crib. Dapped him up. We link up in front of HQ where everybody chills at. It's summer. So we link up in front of HQ. I'm chilling. The cops come on the block. But they get out the car and they start like going another way. They pass me straight. But they pass me straight. They running. So I'm like, all right, fuck that. I'm out. I'm walking to the crib. I stop by the store. I ain't even stop in the store. I see by the store. And I'm looking across the street. I'm like, yo, the cops is... That's the same cop that just ran past me. Like he know I got nothing to do with whatever they looking for. So I see them grilling me, but I'm by myself. I'm not with my mans just now. I just dapped him and he left. So I'm walk down, I turn back. He keep driving straight and then he made a reverse. Rogers is a one-way street. So you gotta go like this, come back, and then come down. So when he come down one way and turns on his siren, I'm to look back. I'm like, nah, they not coming for me. So I'm still bouncing my shit. I'm like you just passed me, bro. Like, if whatever you're looking for, I know it's not me because you just passed me. And you looked me in my eyes and you just passed me and you got back in your car. You drove past me and then, so they come next to me. I looked at them. I'm still bouncing. I'm like, nah, they not coming to me. And then the next thing you know, they just grabbing me. I'm like, what? I'm like, then I get in the truck. They like, yo, where's the gun? Where's the gun? I'm like, what, bro? I'm like, so this is what y'all do? Y'all just pick up black people and like try to. Cause imagine if that was like in a dark alley, they could have pinned some shit on me.
Wow, easily. That must have been like traumatizing, right?
Yeah, facts.
What did they say was the reason? Like, what, are they looking for somebody that shot somebody? Like,
Still waiting on that.
Yeah.
Really?
They claimed that it was some shots, but it was no shots.
So what are the charges that you're currently going to court for?
Misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, and
arrest.
Yeah, and assaulting an officer.
Wait, what?
But that was before we had video.
Yeah.
Oh, because it didn't look like he was violent at all.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was minding my business because I'm seeing them coming down the block, but I'm like, they're not coming for me, bro. Like, I looked at them. They didn't even say freeze, stop, nothing. So I could actually like be like, all right. Then they could say like, yo, this man, like this young sir, just like resisted arrest. He said like we said freeze and stop, and he didn't stop. They ain't say nothing to me. They hopped out the car. So when they hopped out the car, I'm seeing them hopping out the car and walking towards me. I'm like, they're not coming for me. I'm across the street from my house. I'm about to scream out to my aunt because I see my aunt. And then that's the same time they just tackled me and arrested me.
You swing on them or anything? What's
nothing? Like nothing. Like they grabbed me so quick, I couldn't even
think, right?
Like I couldn't even. My brain was still pending.
Wow. Nah, that's kind of crazy for them to say. Okay, number one, you gotta have a reason for why you tackled me to the ground before you put all these other charges of resisting. Like, what am I resisting arrest for? What was I being arrested for? Yep. Is that something y'all trying to sue the cops or something like that? Because it sounds like a effed up situation.
Right now, because somebody had held accountable for that.
Yeah.
Because looking at it is one thing. Actually going through some shit like that is something different.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know the luck we have with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and by just looking at the video, you ain't see no resistance, no, they didn't even stop and say, let me see your ID, wave, nothing like that. It was just a straight tackle, a straight takedown, kneel down on my neck, everything. It was just like, this is not a human being.
Right.
Like, we here to police you. We're not here to have a relationship with the community. We're just here to police you. Because, you know, like, a lot of these cops, they don't even live in the neighborhood.
Yep.
So they don't see the young black kids as people. They see them as a job.
Yes.
It's like the same people that work in the zoo. They go to work to take care of the animals every day and go back home. That's the same thing how they look at us. And it's obvious. You see how they handle the whole situation. Even an hour later, we by the precinct. Let's sit down outside waiting.
Bro, that's another thing. Like, I'm like,
we could talk to him. We could see him. He need water or anything.
It was not jacking it.
Situation. I was like, nah, he good. We asked him if he want water, and he said he good. And nobody never even asked him.
And the crazy thing is that my OTR friends, they heard I got arrested on the block, and they came downstairs to like see if I was Gucci, like to walk around the corner and see if I'm Gucci, because somebody was driving up the block and they said they see me on the floor, and they came downstairs to make sure I was Gucci. Nothing wrong. What normal friends would do? Come downstairs to make sure you Gucci. They arrested all of them too. So I met all of them in the precinct. Word. Like, I came out the car. But when I'm driving to the precinct, I see my mom walking down, bro. I'm like, only she know, like, bro, like.
That you in this car?
Yeah, like, I'm looking at her.
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
she didn't know you was in there.
No,
oh,
so when she got to the block, it's like everybody, it's like 100 niggas on the block, and they telling her, I'm like, bro, I hope they don't lie to her, bro, because it's just like, come on. I hope they don't lie to my parents, bro. Like, we seen him carrying a gun or some shit. Like,
wow.
I'm like, nah, I hope they don't lie. And then I got into like the holding cell or whatever, and I seen all my bros, like all of us was just in there.
Y'all was all in the same cell together.
Yeah.
See, I was lit.
Yeah, we was fake lit.
Because you know, like something like that is we could look back and talk at it now, but it's still like in like his position now. Everywhere he walking now and he see like a car speeding, pulling up a cop car. That's the same feeling come back.
Yeah.
So it's like that's something that live with you for a long time. Like you need therapy to get rid of certain trauma your body and your mind go through.
And I did go to therapy. I went to therapy for a minute.
Yeah.
Like my anxiety used to kick in crazy. Like any car, like it ain't even gotta be a regular car. It could be a regular car. Like I still suffer from that shit now. Like I'm mad paranoid. Like
because you could imagine if that was like in, say it wasn't on the front street, it was in the back street in the dark. All they had to say was he reached for the gun. Because if you could say he resisted arrest and he was arrogant and all of that, other different charges, and from the video, you see the video.
Yep.
You can't see none of that there. So when was he in the car? When nobody else could
Yeah.
Because on the video, we didn't see that part. Because if somebody trying to avoid the cops, they wouldn't be bouncing the ball like this. They'll be trying to go down.
Right.
It makes sense.
And what you saying is a fact too. It's like, I mean, this is what happens. This is why we had the riots in 2020, because a lot of unarmed black men were getting killed.
Yeah.
And you as a father too, thinking of not only him, you as a father, him as his mom.
We could be burying him. So I mean, you know,
bro, the crazy thing is that I was like, bro, I dead ass can't breathe, bro. But I just like I know like how to hold it down.
Control yourself.
Yeah, like so I was like it was like mad grown ass men on my back, like just kneeling out on my back and shit. I'm like, yo, I can't breathe. But I know if I scream it, that's less air.
Yeah, right.
But it's an officer right here, so I know he heard me. So I'm like, yo, I can't breathe, bro.
You know, they have tactics that they do, right? Like they do things that, like, you as a human being, right? You feel pain. Your first reaction is to react towards where the pain coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm gonna like hold your hand and twist it and put a handcuff on it, the first thing you do is flinch.
To go like this, so go the other way.
Right. So they do something like that to aggravate you, to make you have a reaction, and that's when they say resist.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I just think they need training. They need training to deal with actual people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I see a lot of mental people get killed from the cops, because they deal with them as a regular person.
Like the other day, I got pulled over by the same crew. Like, word, like the same crew. And the crazy thing, we're talking about the back street, and that's where they tried to pull me over. But I made a right to, like, on the main street. So, like, they not catch me. And I was in the car with my friend. I'm like, yo, bro, how much you want to say? They about to say some bullshit, bro. It's like, they rolled on the window. I looked at him. I know they face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they called 3 cars.
Yep.
For me getting pulled over, I called my dad one time. I'm like, I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, yo, Malcolm. I was with Malcolm. I'm like, yo, Malcolm. I bet you they about to say some bullshit. They was like, you didn't have on your left indicator.
Wow.
You're supposed to get a ticket for that, right?
Yeah.
They gave me a summons to go to court.
What?
So I tell him, I say, right, stay on the phone with me. I say, why you got pulled over? They explain to you. He said, yes, they say I didn't indicate before I turned left. I didn't put my signal on.
That was a lie.
He said, yes. I say, all right, so let them get you a ticket and then you prove it.
Yeah.
After you plead not guilty or whatever. 1 hour later, I call back. I say, you're home? No, I'm still here waiting. So they just have him sit down in the car for like that whole hour there. So
wow.
give him a summons.
But then I got pulled over for one car. I went down, checked my phone, turned up. It's like another car coming like towards me. Another car. I'm like, yo, what the? I'm like, so this what y'all do? Like, I'm like, yo, I know you. He's like, okay, and I'm like,
so I tell him, like, don't ever give them no reason. Always drive clean and always do the right thing out there because you never know when they'll have an excuse to do what they really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And even as a young black man growing up in this country, we done on the defense all the time. Always some other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So at least if you could at least let the police not be one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give them no reason. Don't drive it no weed, don't drive it no don't give them no reason, nothing like that. Stop by a stop sign, don't rush no light, the pedestrian. Every day I drill it in here. I drill it. Like at least you see like a lot of people get big charges off a traffic offense because they get pulled over for breaking a stop sign. Then when they hear the amount of things that have in the car or that, so do the right thing.
But when they pull me over, they don't even be like, hey, like, what's your license or registration? They don't ask for none of that shit. Like,
they don't?
They didn't ask for that.
What's the first thing they said?
They, roll on the window, don't move. But I already knew, like, they was marking my car out because I was next to my old car, waiting for my friend to come downstairs. And then they pulled up. They stopped there for, like, 5 minutes. I was teaching him how to upload music. Like, he wanted me to help him upload music on Apple Music and shit. So I'm next to my old car that's already parked, and we're just next to it, and they just there chilling. And I made the corner, and they made the next corner, and I didn't even see them. Mm-hmm. And then they turned on their lights. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, I knew I wasn't bugging, but.
Well, why do you think you might be a target for them? You're not into any gang activities and nothing
probably
like
because
that?
they know that I'm suing them, so. Probably because they know.
And they trying to.
Yeah.
I see what you're
trying to find something.
So y'all not in court for anything that they alleged. Y'all only in court for y'all suing them right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully y'all get some money, man, because that's that's irreversible damage, and even money is not going to fix that situation.
Yeah, that's why I said from the beginning. It's not even about the money.
No.
It's about that
principle.
Somebody had to twist their hand sometime
too
for them to know that, hey. Because maybe the next time they say, you know what, let me deal with this different.
Right.
Let me say, yo, young man, stop for a second.
Yeah, like, that's all they could have said, like.
You have some ID? Like, we hear something on the block, you fit the description. Even if you're lying, say something to defuse the situation before you just jump out and snatch up somebody and throw them on the ground, kneel down on their neck, like.
And it's 10 of y'all versus a 17-year-old kid.
That's not normal.
Nah.
Not at all.
That's not normal.
But maybe it is normal, but that's the issue. And that's why they need to be held accountable so we could fix that issue so this doesn't happen to anyone else. And unfortunately, I personally don't like to pull the race card, but it doesn't seem like it's happening to any white kids. Right?
Nah, dead heat. You can't even say not even, like, you don't want to pull it. Don't, like, if I or one of us,
we have to.
If one of you guys go and shoot up a school, and the cops is outside, they're definitely shooting you. But if somebody, if like the other color, a white person goes shoot up a school, y'all seen it on the news, they walking them out in handcuffs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They walking them out, they're going to give them a burger before they go in. But us, they killing us right there on the spot. Mm-hmm. I found that's weird. Class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always.
Like the school shooter or the church shooter, I don't know. Can't
the Charlottesville one?
Yeah. They walked him out in handcuffs, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, he shouldn't be here.
And then they gave him food before he went in. Like, what? How does that even register in your head? Like, he just killed like 15 people and you're walking him out in handcuffs. Shoot that man.
Nah, but for real though, seriously. But yo, we hope you definitely recover from that situation because we know that's not lightly, and hopefully y'all do come out victorious in court.
Ever told on a nigga? No. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yeah. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on his luck?